What's up, everybody? Joe from Mojo Break Gaming here. Today I have a first place tournament winning deck profile that won in our tournament called Mega Digimon Championship. It is a series you can find on Limitless TCG if you're looking to play online tournaments. This one won our tournament last Tuesday. If you guys don't know, we host Tuesday tournaments every Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. First place gets a booster box if we have 8 players or more. And second place and third place also get prizing, and everybody that plays gets a participation pack for joining. If you guys are interested in playing, feel free to hit us up there. Y'all know where to find us. We're a great community. We're building, and we're only here to help each other become better players at the end of the day. Our guy that won the tournament, his name is Tater Tots. Shout out to Tater Tots for winning. Congratulations. This is the profile. He went with 4 Koromons here. So this egg pretty much gives Agumon or Greymon a 1000 buff. Really straightforward. You want that extra damage in order to survive in security checks or swing over certain Digimon. And the 5th egg is actually going to be the Koromon, which is if you're swinging with a Greymon or Omnimon in its name, you can draw 1000 buff or a draw. But we find that with all this strong DP that's around right now, 13k, it's kind of up there, right? So getting that 1000 buff kind of does help out a little bit more. Next, we are going to run the level 3s. For the first 4 we're going to run are the BT5 Agumons right here. This one's straightforward. You're just basically revealing top 3, picking a Greymon and or an Omnimon as well. If you pull, let's say, Wargreymon and an Omnimon in that top 3, you can actually take both, which is really good. Play set of these because actually that Omnimon in this deck profile is pretty important. We also run 4 of the Wargreymon X-Antibody right there. This one's really good just for its digivolving and on play effect. It's just another way to find your pieces. Also, this deck is an X-Antibody deck, so this card does really good job at finding that X-Antibody option card that you need in order to fuel this deck and get, you know, into really strong combos and strong evolution lineups. Next up, we're going to run 4 of the Agumon Promo 9. Really good because it gives you a 2000 buff for a Greymon and its name. That is just really crucial. You want that 2000 buff. Again, it works really well with the level 2 egg. You're getting almost 3000 just off of those little guys by themselves. Very strong card. 12 level 3s that we run in this deck, and that's really all you need because you have all that search potential as well. Next up, we're going to run is 2 of the Greymon here. The reason being is sometimes you do need more damage buffs, and sometimes you don't always have the right Agumon in that stack when you're building stacks in your egg area. And this is another good way to kind of get you that 2000 buff in case you don't have that promo 9 Agu like we were talking about, right? So, and this is another really good one. You know, you gain a memory on Digivolve if you have an Agumon in the Digivolution cards. It doesn't work if you just have Wargreymon X-Antibody, so keep that in mind. It only works if you have actual Agumon. Only that. Just it has to say Agumon in order to get that gain memory. So, that's just another really good way. It can potentially make him a 1 Evo. 2 of those because there's actually a more important Greymon that we like to run in this style of deck. It's not this one. This is the other one. It's this one right here. This is the Starter Deck 7 Greymon. This one will actually be getting a reprint for BT10. In BT10, there's going to be like these little booster packs that come in BT10, and there's a potential chance of you pulling an alternative art card of this specific Greymon. And it's just really good because it's an inherent effect of security +1. You just get an extra swing when he's in the stack. Continuously been an important card in Digimon, and that's the whole point of red, is just to go very aggro and swing as fast as you can. And this Greymon is just an essential piece. This deck, Tater Tots runs a playset of 4. So he's got a playset. Yeah, well, a playset. He runs 4. Okay, so and then the other 4 is going to be this one right here. Since it's an X-Antibody deck, this one is basically your protection if you die by a card effect or something that deletes you. 2 Digimon Digivolution cards with the same level, you can remove those to protect him from being deleted. It's just another really good card. He digivolves 0 off of Greymon, which you can use that in the egg area. Really good, right? And he's 6,000. You know, that 6,000 sometimes comes up, especially if you have Digivolution cards underneath them that gives them some damage buffs. So yeah, really strong card. Essential. You got to run the playset of that. So, and that's all of our level 4s. Now let's go ahead over to our level 5s. We're actually running 1 Metal Greymon here. This is an EX1 Metal Greymon. This one gives you piercing under your inherent effect for your level 6s. which is always going to be a Dragonkin Digimon, whether it's Wargreymon X-Antibody or Wargreymon of another kind. This one is just really, really good in case you want that piercing. Having a one of feels nice. Anything really more for Tater Tots felt like, no, there's other better Metal Greymons. The other one that is really, really good is the BT9 Metal Greymon X-Antibody, specifically for this deck, because this one gives you security +1, and if you have a Metal Greymon in the source or X-Antibody, you get that 3000 buff until the end of your opponent's turn. So getting that damage buff with a security +1 into using like a combo with X-Antibody, swinging with Metal Greymon X-Antibody, evoing into, you know, let's say Wargreymon X-Antibody, it'll carry on those effects because of the whole X-Antibody combo. Here is the other one that's very, very good. This is actually a promo card from the BT9 X Record card that comes with the booster box. So if you buy a box inside the booster box, you get a promo card or a promo pack that comes with 2 cards, potentially being one of these cards in that box topper-ish promo pack. So this one's very expensive. It's probably one of the most expensive cards in the deck. It's just so good at what it does. So it's treated as a Metal Greymon. That's the good news. So when you can Evo into that, then you can Evo on top of it because it Digivolves 0 from Metal Greymon. So essentially the combo is how you want to work this card because it Digivolves 0 off of Metal Greymon. This is the one you want to evolve into first, ideally. We run a playset of 4 of these, by the way. So what you want to do is it has the same inherent effect as the Greymon X-Antibody level 4 that we were talking about, which basically protects you from being deleted if you remove 2 sources of the same level. So basically what you want to do is you want to evo off of your 4 into this one first because it's treated as a Metal Greymon. Then you want to combo into this one because this one Digivolves 0 off of Metal Greymon. And since Alterius mode is treated as a Metal Greymon, this one gets that 0 Evo. And then you get this combo potential as well on top of that. So that's kind of the overall strategy. Also combos so nicely. Now we're going to go ahead and cover the level 6s in this deck. First, let's talk about the older Wargreymon that's actually in this deck. We're going to be talking about this Wargreymon. This is from the original booster box, OG booster box, BT1, release special booster version 1.0. This is the Wargreymon super rare card right here. It gives you security +1 until the end of your turn on Digivolve. And then you get basically this delicate planned effect here where you don't activate option card security effects, which can just easily protect you against decks that like to be security control decks, right? So if you play against security control decks, this card is a really good answer to that. So running a 2 of feels really good. Getting a security +1. If you have that starter deck Greymon, that gives you a security +1. And if you have, let's say, the Tide Tamer, you're just getting a lot of checks for this one. And another one we like to run in this deck is actually the Wargreymon right here. He is from the EX1 series and he gives you Blitz. So when you Digivolve crossover turn, you can actually swing with Blitz. If your opponent has any blockers, like let's say you're playing against Metal Garurumon who became a blocker, he's a good answer to delete that Digimon for being a blocker, and that's a really good answer to a lot of other things, like even Gaiomon that can sometimes be a blocker. That would then force Gaiomon to have to remove sources in Gaiomon stack if you're playing it with a full stack, if you know what I mean. What we talk about the whole Greymon lineup having protection, this will at least give some sort of way to remove one piece of that protection if you're playing against Gaiomon. Next, we're going to be running the 4 Wargreymon X-Antibodies. This is the go-to level 6 for this deck. And this one basically says when a card is removed from your opponent's security, gain 1 memory. So this Digimon doesn't have to be the one swinging to remove the security. If you use another Digimon to swing and remove security, you'll gain 1 memory if he's just on the board. Really good. It's not once per turn. So if you're getting all those checks, you're gaining so much memory back. It's kind of insane. He basically says once per turn on the end of attack, you can delete one of your opponent's Digimon that is equal or less than this Digimon's damage. And with Wargreymon, getting all those damage buffs like we talked about before with that Koromon, with the Greymon, with the Agumon, you can delete some pretty big stuff, potentially even deleting level 7s if you are that strong enough. So freaking good for this deck, and Tater Tots was absolutely popping off when he was playing with this card, getting into that Evo. So that's all the level 6s we run, just 7 level 6s. Next, we're going to go ahead and talk about level 7s. He's running 1 Omnimon Blitz for game, or you can use this card in another really, really effective way. This card will be able to Digivolve and unsuspend itself and then re-swing if you want, which is almost all the time you're going to be doing with Omnimon. So you're going to be swinging, unsuspending, and using Blitz. But if you have a card like X-Antibody underneath, you can Evo into a card like this. This is an X-Antibody Digimon right here, Omnimon X-Antibody from BT9. So what you can do is if you have X-Antibody in the stack, Digivolve off of Wargreymon into Blitz Omni, then you can use X-Antibody's effect to then Digivolve onto Omnimon X-Antibody and just get the whole attacks there. And then triggering his when attacking effect, deleting one of your opponent's Digimon with DP equal or less than this Digimon. So it's another way to delete your opponent's board, and it's just super, super good, especially when it's passing turn over to your opponent. It's just another way to end attacks. It has a really good opponent's turn. We'll go ahead and talk about that right now. It says when your opponent's Digimon attacks, you may trash 2 of these cards of this Digimon's Digivolutions cards to end the attack. So it just straight up says, nope, you're not swinging anymore. He also Digivolves off of 3 off of Blitz Omni. So that's another really good reason to do that too. So go into Blitz Omni, then you can go into this Digimon here for 3. And you just made a really, really spicy combo for a cost of 7 Digivolve, 4 off of the Omnimon Blitz, and then 3 from this one. And you're just a really, really good position next turn from your opponent if they can't get rid of this Digimon. It's one of those reasons that made Tater Tots win the tournament. This was a really, really good card to just have on board and prevent his opponent from swinging and getting any of the security checks to kind of win for game. It was just a completely good way to block and protect yourself on the defensive side. So it gets really, really aggro offensively, and then it can turn into a really, really good defensive card, if that makes any sense. Next, we're going to be talking about the Tamers. 2 versions of the Tai Kamiya. This card is really, really good just because it's a memory setter, sets you to 3 every turn, and it also gives you security +1 on Digimons with 4 or more sources, which is almost, again, all the time because of how crazy your stack is becoming. Next, which was really, really effective for Tater Tots, were the 4 Cool Boys. Cool Boys were popping off like crazy. They're a 2-drop. They give you basically benefits for Digivolving off of Digimon with the same level that are X-Antibody. You can suspend it, gain a memory, and draw a card. It was kind of the reason why he won most of his matches, because he was able to just push up, Digivolve into the same Digimon, Digivolution, and then gain all that memory, have enough memory to Digivolve into the next level, which was just insane of a combo. So just the Cool Boys alone and not even having the ties can also just help out a lot. And it's just being a 2-drop, it's just so good at what it does. And then the last 3 cards in this deck, as we are at 47, it's simple. The card that we haven't talked about yet. 3 X-Antibodies. That's it. That's the deck. It runs 3 X-Antibodies. It's really, really good. As we talked about before, you can Evo into your Wargreymon off of this X-Antibody effect when you use a swing with Metal Greymon, Evoing into Wargreymon X-Antibody, or you can use the same way as we talked about with Blitz Omni turning into Omnimon X-Antibody. It's good at what it does. So if you guys like this build, so that's the deck right there. That is what won first place in our Mega Digimon Championship. Again, we run this every Tuesdays. Join if you guys want to practice and get good at some Digimon. Congratulations again, Tater Tots, and thank you for letting me share this deck profile. It's absolutely insane. Again, if you guys are looking for a Digimon product, head over to mojobreakgaming.com. Right over there, you can use your code GAMING to get 10% off your first order. If you guys are looking to buy some Digimon product, I appreciate everybody for subscribing, everybody for giving these videos likes, comments, etc. Let me know your thoughts on the build, how you would do it differently. Be sure to join the Discord. We hope to give you guys more announcements, discounts in our Discord for playing in our tournaments, and we just hope to grow our tournament scene to make it a lot more fun. I appreciate everybody again. Joe signing off. This is Wargreymon X-Antibody. Really, really strong deck. Take care, y'all.